Tuscaloosa in a frenzy! We talked about
Alabama reaches the college cup for the first time.
Heisman Memorial Trophy.
The first soccer championship in school history.
Is still Alabama. 4th and goal from the 31-yard line. Here's the snap. Milroe stands in. Lets everybody get downfield. Still standing. He throws into the end. It's caught by Isaiah Bond. Caught by Isaiah Bond in the corner of the end zone.
Touchdown, Alabama! Isaiah Bond! On a 4th and a mile! Touchdown Tide!
We always keep thinking we've seen it all, and we never have we?
We love moments like this. This will build greatness. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Just wow, what a play and what an Iron Bowl. That 4th and 31 play will certainly go down as one of the best in Iron Bowl history.
Gravedigger had my heart racing in my living room on Saturday, Kenzie. It's not what Crimson Tide fans expected going into Saturday, but hey, we'll take it. And with all of the voodoo and crazy plays that take place in Jordan-Hare, it's great to see one of those crazy plays finally go in favor of the Tide.
Yes, indeed it is. And I'm Kenzie Hughes, joined by Delaney Jones, and welcome to another episode of Tide TV This Week. If you would have told me that the Gravedigger was going to be my favorite part of my Saturday, I would not have believed you. But hey, that's what you get in rivalry week, and there's nothing better than the Iron Bowl. The Tide struck first as Roydell Williams put the Crimson Tide on the board first. Auburn grabbed the momentum, though, as they took the 14-10 lead with just over 2 minutes to go before the half. Bama took the momentum right back just a few seconds later, though. Jalen Milroe connected with a wide-open Jermaine Burton to give the Tide the 17-14 lead at the half.
After a Will Reichard field goal in the third, Auburn scored 10 straight points to pull ahead by 4, 24-20. The Tide then got a huge break. The Tigers' Coy Moore muffed the punt, and it was recovered by Jahad Campbell. After 4 minutes of possession, the Tide found themselves in dire straits. 4th and 31, 43 seconds to go.
Much to the delight of Jalen Milroe, Auburn rushed just 2 and gave him plenty of time in the pocket to survey the field. He hits Isaiah Bond in the corner of the end zone. Isaiah Bond with the game-winning score. And it was unbelievable, Delaney. 4th and 31 and the Tide converts.
Auburn had one last prayer, but the prayer in Jordan-Hare wouldn't be answered as Terrion Arnold picked off the Peyton Thorne pass to end it. What a game in Jordan-Hare as Alabama won it 27-24.
So do I need to really say anything? I mean, it's an unbelievable game. I guess if you're in this long enough, sometimes it goes against you in the last play of the game. And sometimes you're fortunate and it goes for you. And our players really stepped up, got a couple stops when we needed to on defense, which we didn't play great all day, but we got stops when we needed to, and offense put some drives together and we overcame adversity. You know, bad snap when we got an opportunity to score, and then we make a great play on 4th down.
The win marked the Tide's 50th Iron Bowl victory and 4th straight over the Auburn Tigers.
The win was also the 11th of the season for the Crimson Tide. It's the 27th time in school history and the 15th under Coach Saban for the Tide to finish 11-1.
It's quite a record. It's also the 13th straight season with 11 wins under Saban, the longest streak of its kind in Southeastern Conference history.
Now let's take a look at our Crimson Tide and the NFL Players of the Week, and we start with the winningest quarterback in the NFL this season.
Jalen Hurts totaled 5 touchdowns as he threw for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns and rushed for 65 yards and 2 more scores as the Philadelphia Eagles improved to 10-1 with the 37-34 overtime victory against the Buffalo Bills.
And on defense, Xavier McKinney had a game-high 10 tackles, 4 solo, and an interception in the New York Giants' 10-7 win over the New England Patriots.
Stay with us. We'll take you all access for the Tide's miraculous Iron Bowl win when we come back.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
What
a scene in Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought the crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
Welcome back to Tide TV This Week. It was one of the craziest and wildest finishes in Iron Bowl history, 4th and 31 as we mentioned, and it doesn't get more improbable than that.
According to ESPN, Auburn actually had a 99.9% chance to win the game with 43 seconds left, but that all changes in a matter of seconds, Kenzie.
Yes, it does. Let's go all access for the Tide's improbable, spectacular, miraculous, astonishing, all of the words, 4th and 31 win.
4th and goal from the 31-yard line. Here's the snap. Milrose stands in, lets everybody get downfield. Still standing.
Firing. Near corner.
I think it's back to the process for Nick. You've got to respect the game, respect your opponent, and all the work you go. You just can't show up today. The process has to be the key.
You know what it's like when Bama goes into Jordan-Hare Stadium in November.
With rivalry weekend in general, you kind of just delete logic as a whole from the thought process, but anytime you got Alabama playing Auburn, weird things happen.
Roydell Williams is the guy that got him there, and he's got him in the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. With the ball, plowing ahead and into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
Little toss to Johnson, and Javarius Johnson takes it in for the touchdown.
And it's a fired-up crowd now and a fired-up Auburn Tiger team.
Milroe looks long, trying to find a man behind the defense. It's caught, and here goes Jermaine Burton all the way. Touchdown, Alabama.
He's going to let it fly down at the goal line, intercepted right at the goal line by Terry and Arnold. Alabama by 3 at halftime, and Alabama will bring it out to the 25-yard line to start the third quarter. Fires to the corner, incomplete, intended for Bond.
Kick is up and good. Here's Auburn now looking with a wide open receiver. They lost him, and Javarius Johnson with another touchdown for the Auburn Tigers.
It's not unusual to go out at a time.
That should bring our quarter to a close. Believe. Auburn fans do. Alabama fans are hoping that's not the case, or it could be a spoiled season. The offense for Auburn at the Alabama 36 to start the fourth quarter. And Ashford, it's a run all the way to the left side, trying to get wide, and blown up by...
Yeah, the leading tackler, Caleb Downs, the true freshman.
And Thorne inside the 20, the 10. First and goal, Auburn. To give the Tigers a 4-point lead. It's up, it's good. Auburn leads 24-20. Thorne, the carrier this time. Tim Smith's got him wrapped up.
Throws across the middle, and it is caught and dropped and incomplete. He comes back. He's put down by Alabama. The Tide's defense stiffened when they needed it to.
Milroe can't get away. Throws it out of bounds. The shoestring tackle as he was going down.
Good defensive call that time by Ron Roberts.
So that means punting time for James Burnham.
Fair catch being made, and it's loose. It's picked up by Alabama. It's down the near side, and they call the play dead.
And they're going to toss it to Williams. Roydell Williams has got a first down. He'll try it again, and this time back to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky. And a bad snap, or Milroe wasn't ready for it. He goes way down at the 26-yard line. Milroe dancing around, pointing to his receivers. Now he's got to run unless he backpedals behind the line. He might have gotten there, and the throw is broken up, incomplete.
The quarterback went beyond the line of scrimmage. Illegal forward pass, offense number 4. The play was 5 yards from the previous spot with the loss of down. Alabama has elected to use a timeout to avoid the 10-second runoff. 4th down.
Here we go. 4th and goal.
Might only be a 2-man rush this time.
That's all it is. But there's a lot of airspace to cover for Milroe. Still looking, firing. Near corner, it's caught! Touchdown, Alabama! Isaiah Bond on a 4th and a mile.
We always keep thinking we've seen it all, and we never have we?
Hey, you a guy, baby. You a guy. Hey.
Sellout crowd at Coleman Coliseum was not disappointed. What an unbelievable matchup.
Wow. All the work they've been putting in. Absolute great competitor. Just beautiful to watch from start to finish. I am blown away. Practice is paying off, and she knows it. The 10s were contagious tonight. It's going to be a big number. And sticks that landing. Beautiful landing. Oh, my God.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide.
Welcome back to Tide TV this week. It's SEC Championship week once again, and the Tide is back in Atlanta, Kenzie.
The Tide is back in Atlanta, and it's Alabama and Georgia for the SEC title and a spot in the college football playoff. For a preview of the SEC Championship, our Christopher England joins us now. Christopher.
8th-ranked Alabama and number 1 Georgia meet for the SEC Championship at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Alabama has dominated in the SEC Championship game as of late. The Tide won 6 of the last 9 SEC titles, while Georgia has won 2 out of the other 3 during that span. The Bulldogs are the 2-time defending national champs and have the nation's longest win streak at 29 games. Their last loss was in the SEC Championship against the Crimson Tide. In that SEC title game in 2021, the Crimson Tide led the Bulldogs by as many as 21 as Alabama rolled to their 29th SEC championship with a 41-24 victory. Georgia enters the SEC championship with a perfect 12-0 record. The Bulldogs have wins against 4 ranked opponents, but their closest matchup was against the Auburn Tigers. Georgia defeated Auburn by a single touchdown at Jordan-Hare Stadium. With the score tied at 20 with under 3 minutes to play, Carson Beck connected with Brock Bowers for the game-winning 40-yard touchdown as the Bulldogs escaped with a 27-20 win over the Tigers. Both head coaches are very familiar with one another. Kirby Smart spent 11 years as an assistant on Coach Saban's staff, 1 at both LSU and the Miami Dolphins, and 9 for the Crimson Tide. But it's Coach Saban that has had the advantage on the field with a 9-3 record all-time against Georgia, including a 7-2 mark as the head coach of the Crimson Tide. Kirby Smart hasn't had the same success against Alabama. Smart is 1-4 against the Crimson Tide as the Bulldogs head coach. As you would expect under Kirby Smart, the Bulldogs have one of the best defenses in America. Georgia leads the SEC in scoring defense and total defense. The Bulldogs are allowing just 15 points per game. Georgia also has the top pass defense in the SEC, allowing just 176 yards through the air, but is 4th in rushing defense, giving up 117 yards on the ground. Georgia is one of only 3 teams in the nation that rank in the top 10 in both scoring offense and scoring defense. The Bulldogs are 8th in the nation, scoring almost 40 points per game and winning by an average margin of 22. quarterback Carson Beck ranked second in the SEC in total offense behind Jaden Daniels with 302 yards per game. Beck has thrown for 22 touchdowns with 6 interceptions on the year. Beck has some offensive weapons that can stretch the Crimson Tide defense. One of those is arguably the best at his position in the country, tight end Brock Bowers. Despite missing 3 games to injury, Bowers still ranks 5th in the SEC, averaging almost 6 catches per game and 7th in receiving yards per game with 73. Bowers also leads the Bulldogs with 6 touchdown receptions on the year. One area the Tide does have an advantage is turnover margin. The Bulldogs are 9th in the SEC at an even 0, while the Tide is 3rd at +7.
Alabama and Georgia have met 3 times in the SEC championship game. The Crimson Tide have won all 3. Alabama has also won their last 16 games in Atlanta, including a perfect 7-0 record playing in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Kickoff is scheduled for 3 o'clock Central. It will be the last SEC championship game broadcast on CBS. Stay with us. We'll have more Tide TV this week coming up next.
Active hands again. Sarah Ashley Barker can't be stopped.
You gotta love to see it, the energy. The game is out of reach, but it's not out of reach for Sarah Ashley Barker as she's able to get into the passing lane.
Legacies rise from purpose. They're developed through passion, determination, and the power to follow through. This is where ambition meets opportunity. What happens next is up to you. The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Welcome back to the Crimson Tide Production Studio right here inside of Bryant-Denny Stadium. She is Delaney Jones, I am Kinsey Hughes, and this is Tide TV This Week. Delaney, it's safe to say we got a lot to unpack this week.
This has been quite the exciting week to be a Tide fan, Kenzie, and we're starting it off with the women's basketball team's Thanksgiving travels to Texas for the Betty Chancellor Classic.
Christy Curry and company started their tournament off in electric fashion by knocking off the 22nd ranked Louisville. It was a back-and-forth battle that boasted 12 ties and 9 lead changes.
Thanks to an 18.7 rebound performance from Sarah Ashley Barker and a clutch fourth quarter from Aaliyah Nye, the Tide came out on top. Nye scored 7 of her final 12 in the last 30 seconds to secure the victory for Alabama, 78-73.
Just a tremendous effort. I thought we just stuck together. You know, we weathered some runs, but just defensively, and then to put 78 on the board. I thought the third and the fourth we gave up too many offensive rebounds, and but man, what an effort by our team. That's a huge road win, and so proud of our kids. We just had hero after hero step up down the stretch and made our free throws when it mattered most.
Following the ranked win, the women took on Gonzaga in Game 2 in Texas.
After being outscored by 20 in the first half, the Tide was able to come back from a 29-point lead in the third. However, outscoring the Bulldogs in the second half would not be enough as the Tide went down for the first time this season with a score of 58-68.
After the loss to Gonzaga, the Tide women needed to bounce back, and there's no better way to do so than with a 25-point win. Coach Curry's squad shared the wealth in a major way in this one, with 6 players contributing double-digit scoring outings in the 72-47 victory. The men were also on the road for Turkey Day, as they were in my neck of the woods and destined for the Emerald Coast Classic. For the first matchup of the tournament, the Crimson Tide took on Ohio State.
After trailing by 5 at the half, the Tide just couldn't keep the Buckeyes off the free throw line, with the 28 total points coming from the charity stripe for Ohio State. The Tide went down for the first time this season, 92-81.
In the bounce-back game of the Emerald Coast Classic, the Tide faced Oregon. Led by all-tournament selection Mark Sears with a season-high 27 points, the Tide delivered offensively, with Sears and Aaron Estrada combining for just under 50 points altogether.
With just under 13 minutes left in the game, Alabama took its first double-digit lead and would not trail again, defeating the Ducks 99-91 to wrap up the Emerald Coast Classic. And back in Tuscaloosa, the Clemson Tigers came to T-Town for ESPN's ACC-SEC Challenge inside Coleman Coliseum. The Tide went into the locker room up 1 thanks to Mark Sears and Aaron Estrada's hot hands. The two combined for 18 of the Tide's 32 first-half points.
However, the second half would tell a different tale. The Tigers were able to muster a 16-2 run against the Tides, put them ahead 62-65 with under 10 minutes to go. The Tigers went on to take home the win 85-77. And finally, celebrating Senior Day, the Alabama volleyball team took home their first SEC win of the season. The Tide was dominant in the first set, and after dropping set 2, the Tide downed the Aggies in sets 3 and 4 to bring home the conference win.
Congratulations on the win, and a huge thank you to all of the seniors for all of their hard work and dedication while representing the Script Day.
We have a lot more to come on this week's show, including our plays and players of the week. We'll have those next, right here on Tide TV This Week.
Tide TV This Week is presented by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide.
What a scene at Coleman Coliseum.
Whoever shows up needs to be as loud as they can possibly be.
It is just as loud here at Coleman Coliseum tonight.
But Alabama able to battle and fight and dig down and show toughness and grit.
I thought the crowd was unbelievable.
I'm telling you, this place is rocking right now.
Alabama fans at Coleman Coliseum have been so good all year long. These fans deserve it.
The sellout crowd at Coleman Coliseum was not disappointed. What an unbelievable matchup.
Wow. All the work they've been putting in. Absolute great competitor. Just beautiful to watch from start to finish. I am blown away. Practice is paying off, and she knows it. The 10s were contagious tonight. It's going to be a big number. And sticks that landing. Beautiful landing. Oh, my God.
What a moment for the Crimson Tide.
Seen Jalen Milroe air one out yet today, Gary. Now he does. And he's got Jermaine Burton. Burton, touchdown. 4th and goal. That's all it is. But there's a lot of airspace to cover for Milroe. Still looking. Firing. Near corner. It's caught! Touchdown, Alabama! Isaiah Bond! On a 4th and a mile. Tide with a 3-man rush. Peyton Thorne. Ball is out in the end zone. Picked up by Auburn. Trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, which is the 1-yard line with 1 second to go. Thorne lofts one out. It is intercepted. Terry Donald will end it for the Tide.
Wow, what an Iron Bowl, Kenzie. That has to be the play of the year, right?
I mean, it is for us, Delaney. Obviously, it's one of the top plays in Iron Bowl history, and those were special Iron Bowl editions of Plays of the Week brought to you by Legacy of Hope.
And now let's take a look at our players of the week, and who else but these two?
Jalen Milroe had a game-high 259 yards passing with 2 touchdowns to go along with 107 yards rushing as he earned SEC Co-Offensive Player of the Week honors.
The recipient of that 4th and 31 Gravedigger game winner was Isaiah Bond. Bond had a team-high 5 receptions, but none bigger than this catch to give the Tide the 27-24 win. Congratulations to our players of the week. We'll be talking about that play for a long time, Kenzie.
Yeah, we absolutely will, and what a way to end our Thanksgiving break. And hey, I'm looking forward to another big play this coming weekend in the SEC Championship.
Absolutely hope to see you all in Atlanta this week, and we hope to have you back here for another edition of Tide TV This Week.
Roll Tide, everybody.
Roll Tide.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.